And it says we are live. It's Thursday night. I'm here. You're beautiful. That must mean it's time for GotBot Goes Live. I, of course, am your host, your most humble of hosts, Dennis Moulton, a.k.a. GotBot. As always, please like, comment, share. Of course, subscribe. And while you are at it, light my baby, hit the notification bell, please. Helps me out a ton. Let you know when content of all sorts goes up here on the channel. Check out Machinery of Man, The Everything Factor, all the groups that I'm either a mod or an admin for, as well as all of my social media links. All of that's in the description down below. Also in the description down below. And if you're in a position to help the channel to grow, you can use the donate link. Check us out on Patreon. See what we have to offer to you through spring. Or, of course, hit the join button at any given time and become a channel member. Just so you are aware. Yeah, that's down a little too far with the mic. C'est la vie. What are you going to do? Just so you guys are aware, last week I was 1 day removed from having a sideways wisdom tooth removed. And now I'm a week out. I'm still recovering, better than I was, but it's a bit of a beast to recover from this one because it was so invasive, right? So that being said, I'm going to try and keep things somewhat controlled again this evening. I done really well last week. I'm going to aim to do as well this week, but I am on the mend. Your boy is on the mend. I'm going to get a couple of things set up here that I don't quite have out yet. It's been a very busy couple of days. Like Wednesday, Tuesday and Wednesday, I spent the whole day. And when I say the whole day, I mean Tuesday was about 5.5 hours, and yesterday was about 8.5 hours outside pressure washing, like our house, our shed, our decks, and all of that stuff, and cleaning it up. If you've never done excessive pressure washing, it's very physically strenuous. I'm happy I did it. Don't get me wrong, but it is definitely kind of strenuous. Hope you guys are having a tremendous week. Let's get this kind of just set up here a little bit. I'm going to, I think, pull this over here a bit like that. There we go. Hey, D-Dog, Albert, Daryl, Francis, hey, Marcus. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's, I think I tried to wean off of the pain meds a little too early. And I probably went longer yesterday than I should have without taking them because I was really trying to get that pressure washing done. So I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Hey, Master Fire. Hey, Ash. I saw Age of the Primes Crasher at a store earlier. That's why last week, maybe the week before, I started to hear people mention Crasher. And I was like, I reviewed Crasher already when she came out with the Velocitron Speedia series. My thoughts are the exact same. I like the Mirage mold for her. I wish the head sculpt was a little more Crasher-esque. But I'm okay with it. Like, okay with a nod and a wink. I know it's Crasher. I'm sure the Age of the Primes one is the exact same thing in a different box. So I shared that review around again. If you're wondering about my thoughts about Crasher, you can go and check that one out as well. I like her. Hey, Dragonfly. I'm going to be setting up as a vendor selling your jewelry on Saturday. Good luck. I hope that it goes really well for you. House cleaning chemicals? No chemicals. Pressure washing is just water through a very high pressure nozzle. And our siding is white. Well, white with black trim and shutters. But because it's white, it tends to get kind of gritty. So it's been a couple of years since I've done it. I usually do it once a year, but I didn't get to it last year. So it's been a couple of years since I've done it. But it's it looks nice and clean now. Managed to get an interesting haul. What? Managed to get an interesting haul of Transformers this week. Found a Sentinel Prime at GameStop, of all places. Also got Buzzworthy Cup and Silver Streak. What? For a total of $20? Wow. I like that cup. I really do. I like that Silver Streak. I think the blue looks really cool on him, actually. The Sentinel Prime that you got from GameStop. Was it the Transformers 1 Sentinel Prime? I love that thing. I think he's fantastic. I use him as Zeta, or he could be Nominus. And if you look at Zeta and you look at Nominus, they look an awful lot like the Transformers 1 Sentinel Prime. But I think he's tremendous. I was really smitten with him. I wish she at least had her red lips. Yes, I do wish she had her red lips. I agree, Daryl. But with the pink face, I know it's Crasher. I'm okay with it. That toy accurate gears looks cool on the shelves. It's cool if you're into toy accuracy. I have the animation accurate gears, and I'm happy with that. Also got an email from BBTS. Your 86 Magnus is coming soon. I reviewed it. I was happy with my upgraded with 2 upgrade kits on my Combiner Wars Magnus. However, I did score the 86 Magnus really high. About the only issues that I have with the 86 Magnus is if you try to swing the arm back, I think there needed to be a panel on the back of the shoulder, the blue shoulder section, to kind of hold the arm in, because sometimes it wants to kind of start to transform. Not a big deal though. And I wish that the white that's on his lower legs came up and covered the red on the knee, but I understand why it didn't. And you got to get a little used to how to move the knee during the transformation. Taking those couple of things out of it, he's really tremendous. I think you're going to be very happy with him. I have 2 gears as is, so not for me. Why 2? Sentinel Prime. Yeah, the one Sentinel Prime. Yeah. So you're saying the right chest won't stay locked in. Go back and watch my review, because I specifically talk about that issue and what I do to make sure to lock it in. You do have to finesse it a little bit. You'll see. If you go back and watch it, you should see that if you finesse it the right way, you'll feel it catch, and it will catch. I think people are doing a bit of a mistransformation without knowing it's a mistransformation, because when I got him, I was aware of that chest issue, and I immediately said, you know what? I'm going to look into this, because that seems really odd. And I have yet to have my chest come loose. So go back, watch what I said to do, give it a try. You kind of have to get one part out in front of the other. You'll see. It might not work, but give it a try. It might be just a little finesse touch that you need to make it work. I picked up Shard and Tricranius with Blast Effects yesterday, and today my KO Concept Bumblebee Megatron arrived. Wow, that's a lot. Should I get Heatwave? I mean, that's got to be up to you, man. You know, if you like Heatwave, if you like Rescue Bots, if you like the Bulkhead mold, it's got to be up to you, right? Harbor Freight ads. Well, I mean, sometimes you got to move Harbor Freight, baby. I find it helps to push Sentinel's gray abs together to get the chest tabbed in. Interesting. Yeah, that does help. You're right. Prima and 86 Spike will be here tomorrow. Crazy week. It is a crazy week for you. I love Prima. I think he worked out really well. I like the 86 Spike. He gets a hard name. I actually have Spike, and thanks to Dragonfly, I actually have that same mold with a Daniel head in it. So I'm super thankful to have both of them in their exosuits. Look great next to Noah Diaz. Okay, how about we jump into the news, my friends, now that I've kind of caught up with you guys, and we will get going with this first. And you might say, GotBot, that's just a whole bunch of words. And it is a whole bunch of words, but we're actually going to start right here. So Lego Factory is basically doing Transformers themed prints. So like minifig parts that will have on them things like, more than meets the eye. Obviously, that's a torso part. You can have all kinds of different logos and labels, of course. Autobot symbol, Decepticon symbol. I'm assuming this is a Matrix. I like that it's like a Lego Matrix. I think that that's really cool. You have been deceived. You have been deceived, Decepticons. More than meets the eye. Megatron, Soundwave. You get the idea, right? It's like they're wearing Transformers themed shirts. And who wouldn't like that for their minifigs? I'm not going to go into this. There's a few things for SDCC that they mentioned here. The Skybound panels. There's another panel for, the Hasbro panels. There's another one for like storytelling, and there's another one for like the art of such and such of this and that. There's a few of those newsworthy posts here. I'm not really going to talk about them. This is just more coverage of the panels and signings for Skybound at SDCC. If you're interested and you're going, have a blast, first of all, but I'm not going into it because, it's just scheduled stuff. If you're going, I'm sure you have an idea what panels and whatnot you want to see Anyway, Blockies, they showed off a whole ton of stuff. So for their Defender version 4, Tyrant's Fury, you got Grimlock, Hot Rod, Scourge, or Sweep, Blitzwing, Rumble, the blue version, which is the correct version, Shockwave, Hound, Shattered Glass, Megatron, Starscream's alt mode, Wheeljack's alt mode, Rodimus Prime's alt mode, and Brawl's alt mode. Then there's the Galaxy version 8, One Shall Fall, Optimus, Rodimus, Shrapnel, Sludge in both Dino and Robot modes. Unicron's head, I think that's a very cool one. I think that one's going to be a favorite of many people because who wouldn't want just Unicron's head? You know what I mean? Sharktacon or Nah if you want, Robot mode. Metroplex, that'll be an interesting one to see. And Blitzwing. Also, while it has no kind of size class, I suppose, for it, there's a Jetwing Optimus Prime, as well as from their movie line, the Transformers 1 Megatronus Prime. So I think that's really cool. If you're into the blockies and the model kits, that's a cool lineup. I don't think there's pictures really to go with it. Oh, there are a couple. Optimus, Jetwing Optimus. These are just cartoons of the characters. I'm assuming that this is a version of Megatronus. It looks like it. And the same sort of thing here, right? The Unicron head. The Unicron head, I think, is really neat. I like that. So kind of just teases, if you will. See, here's the Hasbro panels, if you're interested, right? By this time, next week? Is that when this is? When is this? When does this start? I don't even know when SDCC is. They got the times of day there, but not when it is. I'm not sure exactly when SDCC starts. I want to say next weekend. I think it's next weekend, but I'm not sure about that. Some concept art from Rise of the Beast of what could have been. Of course, you have Scourge here. Now, this would have been a very different looking Scourge. Looks like he underwent Impurata here to have one eye. The blade looks very long behind him, but I think this would have been a little too alien-esque. This here is a little bit too bony, I think. Right, this is okay, but you'll notice the long neck, the tall head at the top, right? This very, very similar to what we got in the Studio Series release, right down to the shoulders, the way the chest is, the way the head and neck is, and the arm blaster, very Studio Series-esque. This was a bit of a different take with a much bigger arm blaster. I don't think I like the curvature on the neck. I think I like it more as like a chainmail drape coming down. A very different arm blaster. That one would have been okay too, I suppose. A couple of heads for Mirage. That one, as well as that one. That one looks like he's wearing a helmet. But I think I would have been okay with this. I kind of like this head sculpt, honestly. A different design for his blade, basically, but it's very similar to what we got, honestly. A lot of different blasters for that hand. And, of course, we're back to the beginning. It's always cool to kind of see what could have been, Andrew Wildman, as well as Alex Milne, both going to TF Nation if you're interested in those guys and what they have added to Transformers. I think they're both IDW guys. So if that's your bag, I guess you'll be pretty happy. Vince DiCola, who, of course, done the score for the 86 movie, as well as many other movies, honestly. Rocky IV, Staying Alive. He will be performing at the 7th edition of the Sona Film Festival in Spain, I believe it is. So I don't know exactly what it is he'll be performing, but the man has quite a, I don't want to say backlog, library. There you go. That's what I'm looking for. Quite a library of music to choose from. And you never know, he might debut some new stuff. In Singapore, we have our first sighting on shelves of the Leader Class Megatron as well as Grimlock. And just looking at this picture here, the legs do look gray there. So I don't know. I've said it before. I think they look exceedingly blue in the pictures we've seen. I think you're going to have to wait until we see it on shelves in hand. all-out war in the Energon universe. This is another SDCC panel, if that's your bag. I was hoping to watch the first episode before tonight's show. I did not. If you have watched the first episode of Cyberworld and you like it, yay. If you don't like it, boo. I haven't seen it yet. I'll have to talk about it maybe next week. We'll see. I was hoping that I'd take the 5 minutes to see it before, but such is life. And I like this. Studio Series 86 has a role play item up for pre-order. Well, not up for pre-order, but there's a listing for it. That was found by JT Prime 17. And it's for an 86 Matrix. Interesting that they would go role play. Role play is not for me, but it might be for you. If it is, I think a lot of people might get a Matrix just to have a Matrix. I don't think I really need it per se, but you never know. Time will tell. Let's see what sort of features and stuff it has. Let's see what it is when it comes out, right? But one would think it's going to be a person-sized Matrix of Leadership. Time will tell, I suppose. You notice that I kind of very quickly skimmed over this, but we're going to go into this last. So we'll come back to that one. We'll come back to the TFCon stuff, and we'll do that last. And before I do it, I'm going to check in with you guys. From down here in the U.S., Cyberworld Wave 1 Cyber Changers out. That's the wave that, that has Skybite and Optimus and Megatron and Snarl, right? There's another Skybite. So they are being spotted in the U.S. Haven't seen anything here yet at all. Interesting if you're into Cyberverse. I've said it, or Cyberworld. I've said it before. The lack of elbows kills it for me. Storytelling, again, cool. I thought that this was cool. I'm going to show this, though we'll talk about it when we look at the TFCon stuff. This is the MMC R54 Optus Seco Apex Armor prototype. My understanding is this goes on Optus Pexis, I think is his name. But man, does this look cool. It's obviously meant to be like a God Bomber, type of add-on kit, but it looks really good and it makes them, quite large. Like I can't argue with how cool it actually is. I'd love to see it in color, but it's MMC. So I would 150% expect that the quality is going to be top notch. It looks like a beefy, hefty boy in hand, I got to say. Color me impressed. Honestly, color me impressed. I'd like to see what it looks like as, is it just armor? Does it still become a trailer? Can it become its own robot? That looks good, but I'd like to see more of it. Let's see as we go up here. DNA design for the love and honor of all that's good, right, and holy in the world. DNA design had to come to the rescue for that Godzilla crossover using the 86 Grimlock, which I think is good, but there was nothing about a Godzilla. I'm not even a Godzilla guy in the least, but even I knew it's just not. And you look here, you see new arms, you see a whole new tail, a couple of back plates, a whole new head. So what we got, of course, is the original, which looks like a T-Rex with some paint apps. And then next to it with the upgraded part, it looks a lot more like Godzilla. Maybe not perfect, but my God, yes. The head, the longer tail, the longer arms. This looks so much better. Look at the back. Look at the spikes going down, the plates going down the back of Godzilla. Look at the long tail dragging on the ground. Yes. This is one of those cases, and I've said it a lot when we had done the results of the best third-party upgrade kits. And I said, for me to get drawn into an upgrade kit, I think it really has to add value. This does, because this looks like Godzilla. This is what the Godzilla crossover always should have been. And you can even see that the tail is in multi-section, so it's an articulated tail as well. If you're into Godzilla and you're into this crossover, you have to get this, because it's the only thing that makes it actually like Godzilla. And not for nothing, when you transform the guy, you now get a shield and a big flail tail sword. I think that's so cool. Head still on the back and whatnot. Yeah? That was Starscream wife. She was off camera, but she was basically moving foolishly to distract me. Even new claws. right? For around his wrist. This is so much better. Fillers like for the feet and stuff. This is just so much better. Look at that spear is the only thing I can call it. Like, I'm not a Godzilla guy, but if I was in for this, I would 150% need this. I think it's crucial. I think it's absolutely crucial to have it if you're into it. I think that's an excellent set by DNA Design. Sometimes they do something I'm like, oh, I don't know if you should have even bothered to do that set, but that's an excellent set. Yeah, not showing the video, but YOLOPARK showed off more of Ravage and Soundwave, and it looks great yet again. You know what these guys are like for promo. Will you go away? I'm trying to do the show. You're going to delay me, you know.
Okay.
She's being silly. Transformers Walla King, episode 8 is up. Now, I watched the first couple, but like I'm not into... I don't know the story. I'm not waiting for translations. I'm not trying to read Japanese because I can't. But I do think that having this... It's not even a Nemesis Prime. I can't remember what it was called, but remember, there's an Autobot logo here. This is, I think, still Optimus. It looks cool. If you've been following it, you would know more about it than me, and I'm okay with you knowing more about it than me. I don't need to know anything about that. And we'll go down here. I mentioned Alex Milne going to TF Nation already. Also out in the U.S. is the Studio Series Commander Class Hook and Long Haul set. YOLOPARK. Okay, so they are doing a translucent ghost Starscream, basically, but it will be a convention exclusive. For example, ACG Hong Kong, SDCC Taiwan Comic Exhibition, and China Joy will get, I guess, releases of this set. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, this looks very, very good. You know, it's YOLOPARK. It's AMK Pro, which means it has the die cast. It has the LEDs. This looks exceptionally good for a Ghost Starscream, I must say. Still with the stand, still with all the stuff that you would expect from YOLOPARK, right? I'm sure we're going to see a lot more of this as time goes on. Cyberworld, Wave 2 images for Starscream. I mean, okay, like it looks like yeah, I'm okay with this being Starscream. I could tell it's Starscream. Yeah, the wings are kind of upside down and look a bit lame. Yeah, he doesn't have any elbows. And admittedly, the body and thighs are a dark color, but like it still has the, you know, the cockpit on the chest. The head still is obviously a seeker head. We still have the red highlights, the blue highlights. It's okay. You know, this kid is loving it, right? He's loving it. I wish we had a full-on look at the plane mode. I mean, about the closest we get is here, where he's mid-transformation with it. I guess it's going to be a Tetrajet mode. That's what it looks like. The Cyberglow Megatron out in the U.S. as well in a Target in California. This was the earlier release of Megatron, except now he's glow in the dark, I guess. So that's neat, but Cosmos, maybe you didn't like or didn't get the Cosmos for Velocitron or for Legacy United. Well, maybe this Cosmos will fill your bill. Yeah, it is Earthspark. And yeah, admittedly, the way that his torso is a little bit different, but he's still a tubby, you know, kind of frumpy lad with, you know, his tiny head, which I don't believe is pulled all the way up here. He's still got the huge arms and the yellow legs and the green feet. Like, you look at this, you still know that's Cosmos. 100% that's Cosmos. Even if the torso is a little different, but like, it's obviously Cosmos. And the shuttle, I think, is really, really cool. I'd like to see how this transformation goes. I feel like it has potential to be a really good Cosmos. I like it. I think that this is, yeah, the torso is a little different, but like, if I didn't have the, you know, Velocitron one, the Deluxe Cosmos, if I had missed it, the first time or the second time, I would have no problem getting this and calling it my Cosmos at all. I think it looks really good. I'm super impressed with it. We have in-hand images of Onyx Prime. Just noting the time. That's why I was over here. Of Onyx Prime, I'm so incredibly smitten with this guy. I love his look at that. He's beautiful. The legs can go up over the shoulders, or you can give him the four-legged stance. Or I guess you could even have them kind of hanging out in front of him if you really want. Look how cool he looks. I love this guy. And you can see he's about the same size as Megatronus. Both are a little bit bigger than Prima. I mean, alt mode looks beautiful. So many pins, so many hinges. I think this guy's going to be crazy articulated. I expect nuts amount of articulation with this guy. And it looks like nice, big, chunky pieces. You know, there he is next to 86. There he is next to Vector, bigger than Vector. About the same size as 86 to the head, but bigger with the wingspan. Love it. Love it. Look at that. Cannot wait to get him. Not going to lie. Cannot wait to get him. Cyberworld, Strike Battle, Set, Scorponok, and Earthspark Optimus Prime battle trailer, and the Perceptor all out in the US. Does it say where? I think at a Target. Yeah, Target in Troy, Michigan. But of course, they're street dated, so we all know how infamous Target is at not selling stuff, even though it's on the shelf, because it's street dated. So cool, I guess. Like, there's the Perceptor, there's the Scorponok. You know, down here, there's the 2-pack. And even Silverbolt in behind. Actually, they're fairly well stocked in that location, I must say. And the other big news, Deluxe Seaspray. So I was talking about this earlier with Daryl, and I thought it was the Titan's Return. It's not. It is a whole new mold. I'm wondering, though, if this is going to be reused in Age of the Primes as a mainline animation accurate deco, which would be a bit darker blue. Around the eyes would be yellow. You probably wouldn't have the same detail on the tummy. This is really good, and I do have a gripe with it. One gripe: I do not like the yellow hinges on the elbows. His elbows are blue. I hate when they do that. It's like, I think that they're doing the reverse. They put out gears, and then they've done the animation accurate gears for Walmart. They put out the Netflix Bumblebee. They now put out the toy accurate Bumblebee for Walmart. Toy accurate gears for Walmart. I think this, and I believe this is for like Walmart Con or whatever it is, on like July 24th or some nonsense. I don't know. I don't think we do that in Canada. I don't think that's a thing in Canada. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think that's only a US thing. Interesting. I would love to see how he compares to the Titan's Return, because I love the Titan's Return, but you never know. I mean, this does look very good. I love Seaspray. So a new Seaspray? Yeah, maybe. Interesting that the back is now the different one, right? Instead of the Optimus that we usually see down here in the corner, right? There's Grimlock and stuff. So, but I'm okay with that. I have no problem with that. I don't know. Well, we'll have to see. But like, look at the articulation. I mean, that's pretty impressive so far. I just don't like the hinges being yellow. That's all. That's my only gripe with this. That's my only gripe with this. I really like it otherwise. Okay, I'm going to go back to the TFCon page, but I'm going to check in with you guys first. Okay, I'm just going to leave it there, and let me see what you guys are saying. I know it's been a while since I've checked in here. I apologize. let's see. Yeah, it was around right here. Hey, Lion. Hey, Manitoba. I find it helps to push Sentinels gray. Yeah, we had that part. That's right. They're about here. I think the Allspark. I think it's what? I think that's the Allspark from Animated. What's the Allspark from Animated? They have a KO86 Optimus Prime coming in Evangelion colors. They do. I don't know what Evangelion is, so that really doesn't mean anything to me. But yeah, they have one coming in that, I guess. I have no idea what that is. I'm assuming it's some anime. I have no idea what it is. I hope they do Metro Titan since they're doing Metroplex. They might. They might do a Metro Titan. The DNA design have a armor kit for the animated Nemesis Prime. Not yet, but I mean, they did the Optimus. They did the Motor Master. Do you really think they're not going to do the Nemesis Prime one? That's the toy design. I will be getting Transformers Age of the Primes, Alchemist Prime on Tuesday. I don't know how people keep getting this stuff early. Like, mine's not due till like October. I don't know how you guys are getting this stuff this early. I really dig that Evangelion Primary color, even though I don't know nothing about it. Or, sorry, I know nothing about it. Cyberworld isn't too bad so far, better than I expected. Good to hear. I haven't watched it yet, but I'm going to have to. Watch the first episode. It's decent. I still can't believe they referenced the Yamcha death pose from Dragon Ball. I don't know what that is, so I would not catch that reference. Hey, Input. I might be in for the Matrix, but if it's more than $20 pass, it's going to be more than $20. I'm going to predict 60 Canadian, about 50 US, 55 US, something like that. Both my Targets and Walmarts have had a Skybite, but it's the only new figure I've seen, and he's fantastic. Really fantastic. Roleplay Matrix, how do I install it into my chest? That's excellent. To receive the wisdom of the primes. Listen, I have 3 wisdom teeth out. I only have 1 left. I'm 75% not wise. I need a Matrix. Hey, Ash. I think my wife would be too uncomfortable with Transformers roleplay. Maybe. I just ordered Cyberworld Optimus Prime DNA design doing God's work. Yes, I agree. Godzilla is a kaiju. Okay, whatever. I call it big dragon lizard thing. Whatever. I'm not a big Godzilla guy. Like, I haven't watched the movies. I've watched 1 Godzilla movie in my life. It's not for me at all. Not even a little bit. But, you know, and again, like, this is just me. Like, you guys know, like, this stuff that goes, I guess, exported from Japan to the world, it's not for me. It's not my style. I still wouldn't get it, but that Godzilla upgrade makes it a zillion times better. Absolutely. Hey, Big M. Found Vortex and Alchemist at the grocery after work today. Lucky you, man. That DNA kid going to need a bit of time and patience to install it. Probably. Mecha Godzilla. I was at a thrift store today and came across a Legends Universe Onslaught. Cybertron Defense Red Alert. Yeah, that's actually a good Onslaught. And the Red Alert's good too, honestly. Dark of the Moon, Cyberverse, Megatron with trailer, and a red jet GotBot from the 80s. Cool. Yeah, I was going to say, I hope you picked them up, and you obviously did. This kept making me think of getting Godzilla now. Before I was like, nah, but now I'm interested. But it needs the set, though, doesn't it? Want a Fightor? You have a Fightor, Daryl? Cool. I know Blue Oyster Cult did a song called Godzilla, classic rock band, known for Don't Fear the Reaper. Yeah. I got a whole ton of HW and MBX cars between today and yesterday. I'm assuming that's some sort of like little dinky die casts, because I know you like those things. I'm skipping a little bit of this now. A Transformers Wild King episode is that complicated. It doesn't even need to bother translating to understand what's going on. I find it does. I can't follow anything in there. I got to be honest with you, Ash. It's just gobbledygook nonsense of them walking around and pointing, and then I can't follow it. If you can, good. But even with the translation, I find stuff exported from Japan hard to follow anyway. I don't know how anybody does it. It just looks like a bunch of loud images, reused. Oh my God, the reused stuff, the stock footage over and over and over and over. It's not for me at all. I also saw almost complete ROTF Legends Devastator. I hate that thing. Oh, I hate that thing so much. I've reviewed it. I can't stand it. Super Cosmos says, yeah, I agree. It's like a Super Cosmos, Marcus. Cosmos needs to go on a diet. Another Earthspark Deluxe that'll have a super limited release like Soundwave and the Megatron and hashtag. You're right. I love the look of this Cosmos. He's a big chunky boy. He's just missing the Weird Al voice. Weird Al voice? I'd like an animated Seaspray. Is that when Perceptor release? What? Is that when Perceptor releases, or did I miss him completely? I don't know. I'm not in for the Perceptor. Sumo Wrestler Cosmos. Absolutely. Don't mind him being different. Can't make the same figure every time. And who wouldn't love a Cosmos voiced by Weird Al? I would, but I don't know. Has Weird Al voiced Cosmos before? Am I missing something? I know he's been Wreck-Gar. Onyx looks so good, but I got to wait till next year to try and get him. I'm over budget already. That's fair. Cosmos should have been a Titan if they were going to make him that tubby, maybe. But a Titan Earthspark wasn't going to happen. Can't wait to get Onyx. I think he's going to possibly be the best of the primes. I think he could be. My Walmart ain't worth a damn. I have a G1 Seaspray. I got at a different thrift store. I like even the G1 Seaspray. I got him. I love that guy. Perceptor is a target. Perceptor is a target guy. I thought wrong. I don't know what you mean. He's a target guy. Yes, he's voiced as an exclusive. Is he a Target exclusive? I have no idea. He voiced Cosmos in Earthspark? Did he really? I can't remember that. I'm thinking of Weird Al being Wreck-Gar. My Walmart has nothing. Okay, now. TFCon. All right. Now, I'm going to read this now as we go through, just so we're clear on everything. Because this is kind of the last piece of our news, but it's also the biggest. And then we'll do the trivia, the unboxing, get out of here. So, Mechanic Skull Studio showed up their Armada Seekers and Demolisher in tank mode. So, we're going to start to just go through here now. Where is... I didn't want to do that. So, Mechanic Skull Studios showed off Armada Seekers, like I said. That being Skywarp and Thundercracker. A tease of robot mode, and I guess a minicon, which he should have. I agree, absolutely. Yeah, that's their minicons, and that's good. They should have their minicons. I don't know what the scale is for any of this though. And Demolisher with his minicons. You know what? If this scaled with mainline, I would actually be in for Demolisher. I don't know what his size is, but I'd be in for Demolisher. 135 millimeters. About 5.5, 6 inches. This might go with mainline. I might be in for a Demolisher. I don't have anything from Mechanic Skull Studios, but I might be in for a Demolisher. He's one of those non-G1 guys, one of those Unicron Trilogy guys that has a cult following, including from me. Actually, I think this is the Megatron. Yeah, that's the Megatron. But I'd be in for a Demolisher if he's the same size. But that's the Megatron. I'm sorry. The G2 Megatron. He looks very articulated. Although I didn't have that written here. Interesting. I must have missed that one. And the turret moves in tank mode, of course. But I think that looks really cool. I don't know what that is. Optimus? Yeah, it is. Oh, that's what this is. You remember the Optimus and the Megatron? I can't remember what they're called. The ones that had the little, they could shoot water. That's what these are. That's what these are. The tanker, yeah, the tanker Optimus and that Megatron. I think it was like purple and blue. Yeah. Oh, that's a really nice job with both of them, including the Optimus. Hello, Robot Toys. Beast Wars Optimus Primal, Megatron, Cheetor, Tigatron, Scorponok, a Tony the Tiger repaint, so to speak, an orange Tigatron. Waspinator, Tarantulas, Depth Charge, and Rampage. And I think they're about mainline, maybe a little bit bigger. Love the Primal and the Megatron. They both look great. So does the Cheetor and the Tigatron. Both look tremendous. That Cheetor looks really, really good in both modes. Like, I might be in for that Cheetor because we all know how much I hate that Netflix one. The Tigatron looks really good too, though. Again, I'd like to know sizes on this stuff. That's the, he has the mutant mask, and that's the orange repaint. I don't know if they're like Legends or bigger. I'm not sure. I don't know. Very articulated, though, in both modes. Like, quite impressive. Scorponok looks like he jumped right off the page. I think that's right down to, like, the shape of his claws. Really fantastic. The articulated tail, the alternate heads, alternate claws for the guy. I mean, do you want toy accuracy or do you want animation accuracy? Very true alt mode. Super impressive. The alternate heads, we know those as well. Waspinator. Tarantulas, though having to compete with the legacy Tarantulas is a hard road to haul because that's fantastic. I mean, Rampage, anyone? I have the original Rampage. I don't have the legs. I had to make them out of like Lego pieces for now. But I got them $3 thrifting. I'd love to have the proper Rampage legs. Depth Charge, again, I have the original Depth Charge, but this one looks super duper good, super duper clean. I don't have the tail for Depth Charge yet. That looks really good. I want to say, though, that they are like 11 inches. Like, I think they're a bit bigger than mainline. This is, of course, non-F. They have a Gigastorm upgrade to go with Titan class. What's his name? TFCon, as well as a Bludgeon upgrade set. And, of course, for TFCon, all you really need is the big blade that goes in on the top of the head, right? I'm assuming it's probably easy to pop the old one off and pop that one in if you want to be Gigastorm. The upgrades here, so the orange option, new chest, armor plates on the shoulders, for example, and a new chest for the orange lad. Spacers, covers, and a cannon and a rifle. If you have the green one, the one where like he's missing half of his lower face, the one that I call Plunder. He has a couple of flags, armor plates, again, on the shoulders, spacers, covers, cannon, and rifle, if you're in for those upgrades. I'm sure they're good quality because it's non-F. Then we have New Age, Animated Ratchet, Yellow Hoist, and Typhoon, their Dinobot Combiner, which I guess is Legend Scale. We've talked about this guy before, so I'm not going to belabor it. He looks great, of course. Same here. We've talked about him before. They say Yellow Hoist, but it's not Hoist. I can't remember his name now. Starts with an S. Somebody will know it in the chat and tell me. And just a tease for their Dinobot Combiner, right? My feelings about combining Dinobots. Dinobots are cool without having to combine. But hey, if you want a Volcanicus, this one, I guess, looks as good as the rest. Again, I don't know the size, but being New Age, I would think Legend Scale. Craftsman Toys. I'm excited for this. All the parts for Computron. There is a really, again, I'd love to know the size of this. Great looking afterburner in all modes. Really great looking afterburner. Look at Scattershot. I mean, holy moly. The plane, the backpack is clean. The robot is clean. I love this Computron. He's so clean. Really, really impressed. Of course, that said, you will note, he has a parts forming piece. So how do you feel about that? Love the look of them. Don't like the parts forming piece. Just not my thing. Just not my thing, man. But that looks real good. Real, real good. Right? He can even do the base mode. I'm calling it base mode. The anti-aircraft mode, I guess. And, of course, his aircraft mode. I mean, that looks like it could be about mainline size, right? Like, am I crazy? I don't know how big this dude's hand is, but maybe a little bigger than mainline, but I feel like they're about there. This, of course, is obviously strafe. Not strafe, light speed. And this is strafe, obviously. I love strafe. I think strafe looks really, really good. And, I mean, combined up, it's hard not to like it. This looks like their Triptychon, maybe. Hard to say because not everything was identified there, right? Oh, this is obviously, what company is this? Hammer Toys. Yeah, they're doing a Galaxy Force, Cybertron, Optimus Prime. I mean, he got all the blasters he's supposed to have. Looks real clean, looks accurate from the back. I mean, it looks real good, man. And if you want to know how big he is, there you go. There's the size of him next to. I'm going to say Studio Series 38. I don't know if it's the MP or not. And a big can of something. Like, he looks real good. He looks chunky. He looks hefty. Well articulated. His backpack goes on him like it's supposed to. Super impressed. Super impressed. Then we have, what is this, Toy Buddy? I think they're doing a Rise of the Beast Bumblebee and Scourge. Yeah, this is the Bumblebee. Looks good. Obviously not in the accurate colors. Big. Real big. Scourge is a tease. Dreamstar Toys doing a very stylized Devastator. And I mean very stylized. I'm assuming this is supposed to be Scrapper, I guess. Maybe. Maybe it's Bone Crusher. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's Bone. Yeah, look at the head. It's Bone Crusher, but like it is a stylized Bone Crusher. That's the Devastator. I don't know how you feel about it, man. This is one of those like Kang toys where I say, man, the sculpt, the love, the detail, the heft, the bulk, the presence, it's all there. But I would never look at this and say, oh, yeah, that's Devastator. Long haul, maybe? Mixmaster. Big leg. But again, it looks like a solid leg. Right? Interesting. Very interesting take on a Devastator. O1 Studios showed up there. This is officially called Golden Primus. Some people have said it's like a Shattered Glass Primus. Some people have said it's a Primus of the Golden Age. I don't know which it is offhand. I like the look of it. It's definitely a bit of a different take for Primus, for sure. I assume that he comes with different colored stands, different colored space bridges. I've heard that he's a nightmare to transform, but I mean, people say that Cell is a nightmare to transform, and he's really not. You just got to make sure you have the arms in the right place. Other than that, it's just turning panels around to turn a robot into a sphere. I like the look of this, though. I don't know, but I like the look of this more than the regular one, which is weird because I think the regular one is more accurate to Primus, but I like the look of this. That's planet mode. Like, it looks like Cybertron in the Golden Age, right? Which I guess makes sense. It should look like Cybertron in the Golden Age when it was still alive and vibrant and bustling. They're also doing a broadside. I don't know how big this dude is going to be, but boy, oh boy, am I intrigued to see how they do with broadside. I mean, the potential is there to be something really cool. It looks very G1 accurate. I'm not going to lie. Super G1 accurate, actually. I like it. Then we have Bylan Legends. Optimus, Nemesis, a Legends, Jetfire, a Dark of the Moon, Sentinel, all movie stuff, all Legends. And the Optimus and the Jetfire can combine. But again, remember, they're Legend scale. So, that, like, right there, you see 12 centimeters, 4.72. Like, they only a tiny lad, right? Comes with a ton of accessories. Great looking truck mode. That's the Nemesis Prime version. I don't know if we've ever had. No, we have. We've had a couple of, like, there was a Generations Legends Nemesis Prime. So we have had a Legends Nemesis. This looks very Revenge of the Fallen, movie 1. You know, very much. Very, very much. That's the Jetfire. I think it looks great in plane mode, even though there's a ton of junk underneath. I wonder how easy it will be for the whole nose cone to stay solidified. That'll be the big trick with them. That got to be able to be straight ahead, right? A lot going on underneath, though, buddy. For a Legends class, he still seems pretty big. There he is in robot mode, looking like old man Jetfire. With his cane, no less. Right? He's much bigger than Optimus. But he can go on Optimus. This looks so cool. I'd love to know how stable it actually is. Great for pictures, but how stable actually is it? That will be the trick. And Sentinel Prime. Slightly bigger than Optimus. So if the Optimus is 4.72 inches, maybe the Sentinel is 4.75, maybe even almost 5. I wouldn't even really call that Legend scale. I would call that a deluxe. Cool looking Sentinel, though. I look forward to seeing this in color. Very, very clean in both modes. Very clean. I bet the transformation's a nightmare. To get it so clean, I bet you the transformation is a nightmare. Magic Square. Magic Square showed off their white Ultra Magnus cab, Vortex. Something else that there's a question mark by. And then a bunch of chibi stuff. So I was a bit surprised that they went with so much chibi stuff. Right? There's Chibi Ultra Magnus. Not for me. I'm not into the chibi stuff. If you are, cool. I respect and appreciate the detail. It's not for me. I do like the Magnus head there, though. I think that's kind of cool. I think the Magnus head is kind of cool. The Vortex looks very neat. Very, very good. This is what I expect from Magic Square. Very nice. Looks great with the other Combaticons so far. I think they're MP scaled. So it's not for me, but I appreciate it. This is a bunch of chibi Combaticons. I mean, they're adorable, I guess. Chibi Bruticus. Chibi Bruticus and Chibi Predaking. I mean, they're cute. They're absolutely cute. I would never buy this, but they are adorable. They would be such brats on the playground. They'd be such brats on the playground. I don't know what this is, but it looks badass. Looks like a Grimlock. See a Chibi, Megatron, brushing the teeth. Right, Chibi Optimus. Transform Dreamwave doing Tidal Wave. And it looks really good. This looks like a good, to me. Okay, so this Tidal Wave is about the size of Megatron. It's like a leader class size compared to the big Titan one. I think the Titan's too big. I've said it before. I think leader class is acceptable. I do feel like what we got from, I don't remember who done the other third party one, but it was a bit smaller. It was probably about 14 inches, maybe 12. I feel like that was better for a Tidal Wave, personally. Maybe it was even 15. But it was like, yeah, that seems a little more in the ballpark. Because I think Commander class is right for Tidal Wave. I think Titan's too big. I almost think Leader's a little bit too small. Somewhere in between, I think would have been perfect for him. But that said, this does look like a neat Tidal Wave. And then the nicest part is it can still interact with the, I guess it was Legacy United. Leader class, Galvatron, or Megatron for that matter. Right? They still work with them. So I think that's really cool. Very clean, very articulated. Comes with a little set of planes if you missed it. Right down here. Right? Very impressive. Like I said, about the size of Megatron, maybe slightly bigger. I like this. I really like this. Am I in for it? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I don't think the Titan is the way for me. And if you want to use it with the Titan, you can still pack them up and put them in the back, apparently. Toy notch. They showed off whatever this is. And I don't know what this is. Let's see what I have written down here for toy notch. If I have anything written down for toy notch. Oh, Apollo, Python, and Atlas. So I guess this is just their own creations. Looks really cool. Great looking robots. I don't really recognize them. MMC. So this Tyranplex isn't Megaplex. It is still Megatron. I don't know what's up with the blue. I like red. But that's the exclusive one anyway. There you go. So he can become a trailer. This is the Apex armor attached to Optus Pexus. So it at least becomes armor. I don't think it becomes a full robot. I think it's just a cabin armor. Obviously, their Bruticus is being redone as Ruination. Right? With the Japanese coloration, by the way, apparently. I don't remember this guy's name. I know the other one's Mega Octane. I know this is Mega Octane, which is obviously like an Onslaught repaint, of course. Looks really good. Looks very accurate to Ruination. Very, very accurate. They will all look great, all done and all combined. Showing off Mixmaster. I like that the barrel opens just so it can kind of flatten a little bit more against the back. I think that this is a great looking Mixmaster, of course. And, I mean, you see there, it's the whole thigh, lower leg, foot. I like that. Showing off their groove, part of their defensor. That's been very popular. More of the tapes. This one being Ramhorn and Steel Jaw, maybe? But definitely the Ramhorn. That's what we're showing off here. Great looking Ramhorn. These cassettes, I mean, they're big. But they've been very popular. Fans Hobby showed off. You know what? Let me make sure I'm saying this right, too, because we got Fans Hobby and we got Fans Toys left. Fans Hobby, yeah, Snare. There you go. That's his name, Snare. Thank you. I think he's one of the Predators. Great looking Snare. As well as the Minicons that make like that Dark Star Saber. I can't remember what it's called now. And, interestingly, this is G.I. Joe. This is a Cobra Fang. So it's not Transformers related, but neat. I don't know what size it goes with. If it's for like the classified series, probably. With that detail, you would think it got to be classified, right? Yeah, I mean, like that's kind of what that looks like to me. Hard to tell for sure, though. But still, doing a vamp, cool. Fans Toys. So they showed off this Wind Charger. We've seen it before. It looks pretty cool. Again, I'm not a Fans Toys fan. This is their Strafe? Yes, their Strafe. Because, of course, they're doing a Computron. Or not Computron. Yeah, Computron, apparently. I mean, it looks like Strafe. I was able to recognize it. Computron arm. This is it nose cone? Yes, it's nose cone. And again, you can see it's the whole leg, right? This is, of course, part of their Devastator being long haul. Great looking long haul. Very clean. I'm sure the transformation is a nightmare, but very clean. Great looking truck, too. And like Devastator looks very accurate, right? Now, look at this. People losing their minds over this. This, of course, is their Fort Max. Let's be clear. This is just a colored render. This is still not a physical prototype. It's been said that it will be 48 inches. 47 inches, I'm sorry. So almost 4 feet. People losing their mind. I've heard 1,600. I don't believe for a second that Fans Toys, with the prices they charge for stuff, is going to be able to do a 4-foot bot for $1,600. Maybe they can. But again, we've all now seen the W Resources, Lewin Resources Metroplex, and how preposterously crazy that thing is. It's beautiful, but it doesn't belong in anybody's home. It just doesn't. And you got so many people leaving it in robot mode. It's been said time and again, you should leave it in display mode. But people don't listen. And people are like, no, all the joints are fine. Okay, I'm just telling you what the company said to do. I think it's cool that bots of these size exist. I think they belong in like a museum or something, or as a big display piece. Again, the Metroplex is like 200 or it's like 100 pounds. You need 2 people to really maneuver it and transform it. Do you really want that with a Fort Max as well? Maybe you do. You know, it wouldn't be for me. I think this is one of those cases where just because they can doesn't mean they should. I think it's amazing. I think it's stupendous. I can't wait to see more. I absolutely would never want it. Not at all. Does it look like perfect, cool? Yes. But I just can't get behind these like 4-foot things. It's too silly to me. And that's it for the news. So, that being said, let me just check in here.
Just waiting for you.
I'm looking at your like mouse ears. The only thing I liked from the last night was Barricade. That's too bad because it's pretty fun little film. The Fang is classified. I figured that. I kind of like Nitro Zeus. Reminded me of Shockwave. Voiced by John DiMaggio is Nitro Zeus. He was Bender from Futurama. I didn't know that. Okay, let's do the trivia, the unboxing. Get out of here. The trivia tonight. I'm going to keep it fairly simple, my friends. The trivia tonight. Oh, my goodness. Get rid of that. Oh, my goodness. Why am I having such a time here with this? In the opening scene of the God Gambit, which Autobot is shot down by the Decepticons and crash lands on Saturn's moon Titan? Is it A, Silverbolt, B, Powerglide, C, Cosmos, or D, Jetfire? Who in the opening scene of the God Gambit gets shot down on Titan? We have a Cosmos, C, yeah, you guys got it. It is Cosmos indeed. Okay, and last but not least, my friends, because again, I'm kind of at my limit, at my time. Remember my job. Let's do the unboxing. Get out of here. I have 2 things this week. On Tuesday, we will do. Oops. Hold on. On Tuesday, we will do a little teeny tiny Barricade. You might remember that we looked at the Bumblebee movie, Energon Igniter Speed Bumblebee. Well, we're going to just take a look at the little Barricade. This, again, came from a dollar store, but I've never seen the Barricade before. So we'll have a look at that. And then Friday, so that's Tuesday, that's next Tuesday. But tomorrow, Friday, and this kind of harkens back to something that Masterfire asked about earlier. Boom! Heat Wave. Should you get them? You'll find out my thoughts about this guy tomorrow. That's why I didn't quite answer you. But I'll say this. I really do like the guy. And that's it, my friends. We've gone through the news. We've gone through the unboxing. We've gone through the trivia. And I'm not going to lie. Next week, I'm real excited about that unboxing already. But we'll save that for next week. Hope you guys have a tremendous weekend. Really do. And as always, I want to thank you for dropping by, giving me some of your extremely valuable time. I do know how important it is to you. If you're in a position to help the channel to grow, you can use the donate link. Check us out on Patreon. See what we have to offer to you through spring. Or, of course, hit the join button at any given time and become a channel member. While you're at it, hit the subscribe button. Stick around and have some fun with us here on the channel. And don't forget, not for a moment, not for a second, that you right there, you do make a difference in the world. And I look forward to the next time that you and I get together to have another visit, either the live streams on Thursday nights at the stop motion premieres or the old-fashioned way, right here inside the videos. Have a tremendous weekend, guys.